was so fast. Oh my god. Oh no. Hey, what's up? This is Claire, the DM's channel. And
incredible. I think I fixed it already. Thank you very much for that. I was like, it's because I have to scroll now to see that one. I need to rearrange stuff so that it pops out at me. My cable for my Yeti has been really rough, but hi, hello, wow, thank you for the, everyone is matching, and it was not planned.
Well, they were both matching, and then I went and changed to match. I was not matching.
But now you match. And Alistair does not, but also in the spirit of full disclosure, we are using filtered video. All of us are using the cinnamon filter. So I needed
the tarot cam is not using the cinnamon
filter. The tarot
filter.
cam is not. The tarot
cam is real.
Yeah, the tarot cam is real, but we are cinnamon filtered. And Alistair says goodbye. He's going to get his dinner. Hello, I'm Claire, the DM. These are my pals, Corson and Katie, and welcome to another Sunday night with us playing some tabletop role-playing games. Tonight, we are going to play Wickedness. Look how beautiful this is.
I'm obsessed.
Wickedness, which is a tarot-based role-playing game by M. Veselak, who is at Nightlingbug on Twitter, and she's really cool, and I think this game is really cool and it's really beautiful, and I funded it on Kickstarter pre-NFT, and
pre-NFT.
Now now Kickstarter is going to like crypto.
What?
Oh god, we don't need to get into this. We don't need to get into this right now. It's a real travesty. Obviously, still continue to support creators as they figure out what they're gonna do in this moment. But anyway. Wickedness. We are gonna just read through the top of the game, and then today we're doing, it's a 3-part game. The first 3 chapters is sort of how it's divided. Chapter 1 is Truths, and that's what we'll be doing tonight, which is effectively character creation. And then we will be back in the next couple of weeks for part 2, and then later part 3. And part 2 and 3 are, I want to say, yeah, it's Truths, Troubles, and Trials. So get ready. But yeah, so I'm just going to read like the intro to the game. We're going to go through the recommended safety mechanics, and then we'll get into making our characters. Yeah. Does anybody have questions already? I don't know.
No questions here.
Amazing. Then, Corson, I'm also going to have you tell us about this tarot deck because it's pretty.
Okay. So this is one of the Weaver tarot decks. It's called the Ascendant Deck. I'm obsessed. It's by Threads of Fate. I'm obsessed, first of all, with the holographic foil. Each of the cards is like, you can see as it moves through the light. It's like very
pretty
vibey. And then it's on Threads of Fate's website. But the other notable thing about the deck is that the gendered terms in all of the cards has been removed. So instead of like the High Priestess, it's the High Mage, and etc. So, and also all of the like king and queen and stuff have been renamed to other terms as well. So if you're interested in getting one of those, it's on Threads of Fate's website. I can drop a link in the Discord.
Cool. And speaking of, if you like what you see, like what we do have a Discord. We can drop a link to that. But we would love to see you there, and pop on by. Oh, Corson and I did it at the same time. Pop on by to the, I almost said hashtag Twitch Talks channel, to the Twitch Talks channel. I know how to use Discord. I don't, I'm old. I'm an old person, as all of my games like to make fun of me. Here we are. Anyway, the Coven lives in the Sanctuary. 3 figures bound by fate to one another, to the movements of 2 worlds, and to magic itself. It's not an easy or normal life. The natural order should be a harmony between the Coven mates and between the Underworld and the kingdom above. But where wisdom does not reach, wickedness may dwell. The Coven also lives in these 3 booklets, the ones that I'm holding here, in a deck of tarot cards, and in the heart of 3 players. That's all you'll need to meet them, that and some pencils. Wickedness is a role-playing game where you, your deck, and 2 friends will uncover the story of the Coven. Each of you will take on the role of one of the Coven mates, but your fellow players and the deck itself will often help you define your Coven mate around the edges. Otherwise, everyone has an equal hand in portraying the 2 worlds and their inhabitants, and interpreting the cards' decisions. So what that means is this is, again, we're playing a GM-less game today, so that means all 3 of us are the storytellers, and we'll each sort of be the arbiters of our individual Coven mate, but in general, it'll be a lot of, like, I think, or how about, or what if, as the vibe as we make this story. Like we said, Wickedness is made up of 3 chapters, each of which should take between 1 and 2 hours, truths, troubles, and trials. Tonight will be a little bit of a shorter session. We're just gonna do truths. And, this, I don't think this would use traditional D&D classes, but as we go and we make these characters, feel free to drop in the Discord if you were going to try to map them, how you might do that.
Maybe we'll just do that as like a side. We'll make these witches in D&D.
Oh God. Of course, the worlds are delicately balanced, and if any one force slips too far out of control, the game may end abruptly or apocalyptically. It is possible for us to end the world on accident in this game. Right. I sort of breezed past the like individual chapters because we'll get into those as we do each one. But I really like the way that M does safety tools, so we're going to read those out loud also. Safekeeping, little image. Anytime we engage in a collaborative social activity, we become vulnerable. In Wickedness, because the Coven are other selves in another world, we're vulnerable in ways we aren't usually in our day-to-day lives. Vulnerable play is good, but only if we're mindful. Here are some guidelines for how to play gently with one another. A content warning. Wickedness is mild enough for kids, but does contain some potentially distressing themes, including poverty, fantasy marginalization, violence, dysfunctional relationships, abandonment, romance, mental illness, and negative body feelings. If any of these has the potential to make you uncomfortable, now would be a good time to say so. We won't ask why, and you can always change your mind later. So if there's anything in that list that we want to like stay away from, otherwise we can always call them out during the game.
I think I'm okay calling them during the game if we need to.
Cool. The next part is upset versus oofed. When you're enjoying a piece of fiction, you might let your sympathy run wild and feel the big emotions the characters are feeling. This is fun, even when those big feelings are otherwise negative, like fear, anger, or loss. We call these fun bad feelings oofs. Sometimes, though, we go from being oofed to being upset in the regular terrible way. It can be tricky to tell the difference, but try to ask yourself, am I enjoying these feelings? If at any point someone is having a big reaction to the game, or if they've been very quiet, you can feel free to ask one another, are you just oofed right now, or are you upset? If they're actually upset, we need to pause the game and make a change. The next part of that is just humans first. Wickedness's ritual-like rules can sometimes seem sacrosanct, but the rules and the cards are not in charge of us. We can always pause the game to make sure everyone's comfortable physically and emotionally. We can always skip a card that any of us finds upsetting or doesn't fit for any reason, and we can always change anything that's been written or said. The game will be just fine. Humans come first. Any questions, thoughts about upset versus oofed?
No, love.
And then the very last thing is the finger. Most of the storytelling in Wickedness is done collaboratively, but often the game will ask a question of one player in particular. When you're thinking, if you're open to hearing suggestions, put one finger pensively to your lips and say, You can also just ask for help out loud if you're stumped. In general, if someone does not put a finger up, finger up, or ask for help, don't chime in. Once they've answered the question, we can return to freely making suggestions. If there are other safety tools you like, we can play with those too. So those for us on the channel are typically lines, veils, and sort of like the X card, which for us has kind of just turned into like redlining or rewriting things. Is there any lines that anybody wants to bring up or veils that we want to add to this outside of the sort of themes that are already set up? Dope.
Not for me.
Dope. Something that I just want to say out loud is like, I'm excited that the three of us are playing this game. We've been playing role-playing games together for several years now, so it's like always fun to do these with people that you know well and are comfortable sort of diving into the weird space. Yeah.
We kind of know what each other's like lines and veils generally are too, I think. So.
Yeah, and it's easier, I find it personally easier to like call for rewrites when it's people you know are like literally you guys aren't going to judge me if I'm like, hey, can we not?
Can we skip that one?
Can we skip this one? Yeah, so we're gonna set up the game now. We were reading a little bit about this off screen, but everything you need to play Wickedness is three friends, a tarot deck, and some game pages and pencils. The three of us are, definitionally you may consider to be friends. We do seem to have a tarot deck. Okay. This motion that I saw you doing that I was like, we are friends. Yes, we're friends.
I was just pointing to me as a friend.
Oh,
I'm a friend.
I looked down for a minute and I saw the fingers and I was like, oh no. It's like me. I love playing with these people, them. Amazing. Okay. So a couple of things that we do. We will create the challenge deck by separating out the minor arcana and shuffling them together. We will then deal each Coven mate, their personal arcana, and then deal each player their inevitable faith. So, Corson, I think you already separated out the Fool, the Magician, and the High Mage. So we'll want to randomly deal one of those to each player face up. So we will see those ones.
Okay. I'm gonna just make these into like stacks, I think.
That's great.
So that we can kind of
Yeah, Corson and Katie are in the same room. They live together. I am not.
I can't tell by these distinctive cabinets on both sides.
And the nice purple walls.
Yeah, the purple walls.
I guess you can't really see the purple. Well, you can. Okay.
We're on the podcast setting of Corson's mic.
Yeah, it's going bi-directional, baby.
Amazing.
I'm gonna let Katie pick first, and then I'm gonna let Claire pick top or bottom.
Okay.
All right.
Under or over?
Left or right, maybe? You can put one in each
left
hand.
or right.
All right, Katie, pick first.
Get your minds out of the gutter. This is gonna be a pure game. What one do I want? I'm touching them. I'm thinking.
Yeah, feel the pull.
I'm thinking. Do I look at it?
Yes.
All right. Do I show it?
Show it on the.
Show it to the group.
Oh my god! It's the one I said earlier was me.
The Fool?
The
Yeah.
Fool. Well, let's show the.
It's
card.
Oh, I put it down upside
It's
down.
beautiful.
It's.
All right, so Katie has drawn the Fool, which means that you will be the Pure Heart.
All right. Well, what did
Pure
I
heart.
just say? This game is going to be wholesome, and our minds will be out of the gutter.
Our minds will be out of the gutter.
Correct. No gutter.
No
gutter for
Speaking
this
of,
line.
go ahead and give me the top then.
Okay. Here's the top. I'm gonna show it to the tarot cam. The High Sage.
High Sage. What is that one? Which one is it? Oh, the Old Soul.
Which leaves me as
The
the Mage.
The Wild Spirit.
I'm having an issue with figuring out the depth of field here. We're all good. Okay, so
These
we've
cards
got
are so
Katie,
pretty.
we've
Oh my
got
God.
Claire, we've got
Oh my
Corson.
god.
I'm
All right.
obsessed with this deck. I love it
so
so
sick.
much. Oh,
Team Fool. Hashtag Team Fool.
All right. Now we will do the
Invention.
sun, the moon, and the star.
I'm gonna shuffle.
And those
the same.
represent what is definitely true at the start of the game. This card represents our dominant affect.
Okay.
I think we should do the same thing.
Same sort of order.
Draw one. Because it's more fun if you get to draw one. And
Yeah, what's the point of you guys being in the same room if at least somebody can't do the...
All fun for Katie makes Katie a
Katie
happy
fun.
girl.
Makes Katie the pure heart.
Wait, who's... All right.
Katie has drawn
I have drawn
the
Oh.
sun.
Oh god.
The sun.
Yeah.
Yay!
The
sun. You are primarily driven by reason and practicality.
Oh.
Ooh!
Interesting.
A pure heart driven by practicality is a vibe.
Ooh, okay.
There's
I love
no
that.
jadedness there. What's the drive to reason?
Asking the real
fucking
questions.
awesome.
That's true.
I'm speaking from the heart there.
All right, under or over?
I want to do whichever one your right hand is most touching.
My right hand is actually not touching either of them. So I currently have them like this. I'm not looking.
Over.
Over?
Yeah.
Okay. The moon.
The moon. I am driven by emotion and mystery.
Oh.
Which leaves
The
me
stars.
with the star.
Oh, that one's really pretty.
Ooh, that is really pretty. I love the hands on that one. And the star is primarily driven by faith and connections.
Oh, so I'm the cleric.
When you're making choices for your character, keep these in mind.
I'm gonna write that on my little sheet.
All right. Everyone should take a moment and read over your Coven mate pages. What's written on the right side of your
Did you do
page?
the other one?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. Not yet.
Okay.
Everyone should take a moment to read over the Coven mates pages. What's written on the right side of your page is definitely true at the start of the game.
The right side.
I don't think I'm on the right page. Just a second.
Yeah, wait.
Okay. What page of the PDF is this?
46 is the Old Soul, so it will be just before that. So 44 is the Wild Spirit. 42 is the Pure Heart. I think when it
sick.
says on the
should
right
be
side
on
of the page, it's just like when you're
2
choosing names and predictions.
Oh, got it. Oh, cool. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, I love this. I'm so excited. I'm not exciting, but...
Is this true? Am I missing a section? What a wild ride.
Oh, I'm like the villain kind of one.
Oh my god. What?
You're just the wild spirit, you know?
I fucking love this. Team Mage. Wait, so do we need to decide this now?
So here's what it says. We should take a moment and read over the Coven mate pages. What's written on the right hand side of your page is definitely true. So I think that is it comes from the following sources, and my follies are all definitely true.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we'll read through what's written under my power and imagine your Coven mates as someone these statements are true of. And then read what's under my follies and imagine your Coven mate as someone who makes these kind of mistakes. And then on the left-hand side of your page are a number of statements that need to be filled out. For each, you may circle one of the suggestions, circle more than one, or invent something. Then we'll share our decision-making process with one another and ask for any feedback. Once everyone's made their choices, it'll be time to share a little bit about each of our characters and write down the name and pronouns of our other two coven mates. There is a note that the old soul is not necessarily older than the other coven mates. The pure heart is not necessarily younger, at least not literally. This text refers to the members of the coven as coven mates without connotations of gender or culture. At the table, feel free to call them witches, warlocks, or whatever terminology the group likes. This text refers to them as members of the coven with the neutral they pronoun, but coven mates can use whatever pronouns they'd like. And then we will draw, I think after we make our folks, we will draw to that final card to give our power one more twist, is what it says.
Got it.
All right. Now it's gonna be oh hey Paul, what's up? I'm gonna be on Paul and Hunter Fells. They do like a talk show on Mondays. I'm gonna be on their Twitch Game Master talk show on December 20th.
Oh, sick.
So
wait, on December 20th.
Come through there during the day.
Okay.
We're talking about maybe doing session 2 of this on December 20th in the evening. All right. I want to hear thought processes as we're going through this also. If folks have things that are calling out to them immediately. I also love the game has things like underneath the name section for like, for mine, for instance, it's got like sort of old school names like Agatha or Minerva, but then it also has things like a quiet name, a worn out name, a jewel name, a grim name, and I love that sort of like writing style. It makes me happy.
Yeah, my options are a young name, a fading name, a flower name, and a bittersweet name.
Ooh, mine are a powerful name, a reckless name, a stolen name, and a sexy name.
Whoa!
So I'm the villain, everybody. If you were wondering, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not the villain. There's no villain.
We all are the villains to some people, and we are like the fairy godmother vibe to other people. I think
Turns
in the
out
town,
people are not one-dimensional.
Turns out complicated. We contain multitudes. Oh my god! Hey, Isaiah. You're welcome.
Oh my god, hi.
Catch Survivor Animal Crossing Survivor Horizon. What is it?
New Horizons.
Survivor New Horizons. Oh my god. I'm excited to watch it.
It's gonna be fun.
Astrological edition.
Yes, it is. Battle of the Zodiacs. It's gonna be fire.
All right. The predictions I trust most come from... Do you all have the same questions?
No. Mine says, when danger calls, I wield.
Oh, mine is my most important tool is.
Ooh, okay, wait. I'm excited. Okay, let's just go through these. Should we just go through these, or should we each go through one character?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do it. Why not?
We're doing a character creation session. That's what this session is.
Yeah.
So.
Should we go one character at a time or one question in circles?
I think we should go in circles, one question.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we do name last?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I already know what my name is, but...
Well, if you already know, you can say yours. I don't know yet.
I'm gonna keep it... No, let's do it last. Let's do it.
Names come to me on vibes.
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
I might change my mind.
All right. Well, I think we should start with Katie, since the pure heart is first in the book.
Okay. So, my first non-name question is what my most important tool is. Should I read all of the options or just...
I think whatever... If there are options that call to you that you're excited about, feel free to say them. But if you're like, I know what I'm doing, you can just like say...
So I really want... I think I have an herb garden.
Yes!
That's one of the options on here, and I'm envisioning because on my truth side of my page... The very first words are, my power is best used as medicine. And I think I'm kind of a herbalist in that way. I think I make a lot of like salves and tinctures. And
That's so fun.
Like, I'm into like channeling the natural world and combining it with this magic, and kind of, embodying that like dual realm kind of vibe. So yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna pick an herb garden. I keep saying it the British way.
An herb garden.
Herb.
Herb garden.
On Bake Off, that's how they say it. Oh, anywho. So yeah, I have a herb garden.
Amazing. Thank you for the follow, Killer Candy Carl. Corson, what is your
Carl,
first question?
love
My first question is, when danger calls, I wield.
Ooh.
And I think one of the options is, well, I might pick two, because it says circle 1 or 2, or write your own. So one of the options is a flaming sword. And I've been recently playing a lot of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and one of the most badass bitches on the planet wields a sword that literally looks like it's in the forge, called Thunderbrand.
Cool.
So I think I'm gonna rip that shamelessly off, and I'm gonna wield a giant sword that glows red, like it's got the heat of the forge behind it. And the other one I'm gonna steal is a stare that kills, because I think it's a withering glare.
Ooh.
I think it causes people to shrivel up as though they've been burned, or whoever is my enemy to shrivel up as though they've been burned.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's very good.
Happened to me before, for sure.
It's happened to you before?
My character.
Oh, yes.
I think so. The old soul, the predictions I trust most come from. So I think there's a little bit of a divinatory energy happening here, and it ranges from things like my ensorcelled birds to star charts to dreams to expensive brands of tea. But I think the one that is calling to me is fingerbone runestones.
Yes.
Oh my god, what?
In that moment of like putting it and then splaying them out and then like reading them as like she rearticulates them. I think is the vibe that I'm feeling. It's like they're very clean. They don't look like they look very old and clean. Because she's like a very tidy person. And I think she rearticulates as she reads the fingerbone runestones.
Love it. Yes.
Next questions. I like that all the questions are different. This is cool.
I know, that's fire.
It's
That's
really
so
neat.
fire.
Okay. So my next question is, my medicine leaves a telltale sign. And
Ooh.
we've got curious new birthmarks, we got lingering scents, unearthly colors, lightness of body, wondrous appetite, and radiant glow. And I'm definitely gonna say a lingering scent. I think it is a very sagey kind of scent.
So it's always the same.
It always has that, like, as the base
Ooh, that's cool.
layer of scent, and then there are, like, slight differences depending on what other ingredients are used. And so that's how, like, I train myself to be able to distinguish them in a way that someone with a less refined olfactory palate wouldn't be able to tell, perhaps. So I can use it as medicine, and I'll know, like, how people have been treated, like, if I've treated them.
That's cool. You can like reverse engineer the spell work based on the scent.
Yeah, and kind of like see what's happened so far and if it's worked or if it's caused
cool.
anything else. And like I think it's just like more lasting than like a typical you know, because herbs,
Stink.
you know, will have a smell. This one just, like, lasts longer and is a tiny bit more, like, just clearer. Like, it's clearly, like, an essence of this thing. You know, it's unmuddied.
It's a powerful garden. That's awesome.
Unsullied. Yeah.
Corson.
All right. Again, I think I'm picking 2, but sorry everyone.
No. No.
Mine only says I can pick 1, so you should pick 2.
Yours only says you can pick 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm absolutely picking 2. Wild Spirit, hello, bitch.
Oh, that is wild. Wait, mine says circle 1 or 2 or write your own, but the Pure Heart one is literally circle 1.
Okay, well, mine says, my question is, I move, ... And the options are several different ones. And the ones that are sticking out to me are with inevitability. So, like, I'm envisioning, like, strong target, drive to the path, destination-based. And then also, like a big cat.
Ooh.
Because I think it's a little slinky. Not silky in, like, a pretty way. Like, one of the other options is like liquid silk. I don't think it's like that. I think it's in a very, like, predatory way. So it's, like, prey stalking.
But that goes well with inevitability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's very good.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like, you know when they're crossing the room.
And I think that's part of the thing about the stare that kills is, like, I train my gaze and I'm there.
Oh.
That's very good. I have a benign fixation.
Oh.
I have a benign fixation on there are such, like, some of them are like a craft skill, strategy games, a stringed instrument, but you know that I have a fixation on townsfolk gossip, and I think I might pick 2. I think my fixations are on townsfolk gossip and hosting soirees to get the gossip.
Oh my gosh.
So I think, which is incredible because I'm in the corner, like, trying to predict how the gossip is going to work out by throwing bones.
Oh my god.
Throw the bones. Throw the bones, read the tea.
You gotta throw the bones to get the deets. Incredible.
Oh, I love that.
Love it.
The parties definitely freak me out. But I go to them anyway. Sorry, the soirees. I keep calling them parties.
The soirees are in, like, they've got to be in one specific part of the sanctuary is sort of what I imagine. Like, I feel like she's not given herself, like, the ability to give everyone access to the whole space. So I think it's, like, as we get, the next part of this is we will make our sanctuary together. So I think I'm interested to see where that shakes out.
I just stand at the top of the stairs and look down witheringly at the party.
Oh, God.
And wait for someone to test me.
Wait for one wrong glance. You're
just
like,
trying to introduce you to people.
Any fucking man at the party has my eyes already piercing his every move.
I'm just trying to make friends.
I'm just a misandrist.
There's a really great Void merch, misandry shirt.
I genuinely think that this witch is just like a man hater. Anyway.
The Pure Heart, last question.
Okay, so it's asking me what the Underworld menaces me with.
Same.
Oh, you too. Yeah. Oh, we do have all of these the same.
I bet we have all different answers, though, underneath.
Oh my god, interesting. Okay. So, I think...
Yeah.
It's going to be... It's gonna be the stench of death. Uh-oh. This is a real...
That's gotta get confusing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got a real sensey sort of character.
They picked my best sense, and they're, manipulating and impeding that. I would give it a penalty if I were a referee, but alas, I'm just a afflicted girl. Yeah, I think it's extremely pungent, and it's like in the back of the nose. It's like so deep in there that like no matter how hard you inhale like good scents, you like can't mask it.
Oh, I
And
can
you can't
picture exactly
displace
where
it.
it sits in your nose.
Yeah. And it comes and goes. Like it's not permanent. It's definitely not permanent, but I think the first time it happened was very weird, very unpleasant, very bad, probably one of the worst feelings I've had in my life, and it's dormant for unexplained or non-patterned stretches of time, and then it comes back, and I haven't figured out what it all means just yet.
I love that. Mine is also The Underworld Menaces Me With, and I'm going to take one that's here, but also expand on it and write my own. So one of the suggestions here is an innocent I've hurt. And I think that this wild spirit is particularly vengeful. And so I think the one that I'll add is a transgressor I can't catch. Because I think the pursuit of what's right. One of my things is I fight for what is right. And I think one of the things is like, if I can't resolve the issue and figure out how to make it right, which the way I feel is like eliminating the transgressor, that would be the thing that like is so scary to her that it's a menace. So a transgressor I can't catch.
Wow.
The Underworld Menaces Me With. I'm torn. I'm tempted to do False Memories. There's also Deja Vu, A Shadow Overhead, Cascades of Unreadable Text, An Ominous Hourglass, and Stolen Breath, and Mocking Laughter. And so I'm like sort of tempted. I feel like it's False Memories. I feel like that sort of vibe works. I'm a little worried about like how Claire the human will like play that necessarily. And like how it gets caught up. Like it feels like something like physical, like Stolen Breath would be easier to play. But
we don't go for easy.
But I like False Memories, right? Mm-hmm. Like it seems right. It feels interesting that she's like really into throwing soirees and listening to gossip, and then just totally replacing the gossip with other gossip.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's has totally, which I think in the past has caused like anything from tiny, totally like banal problems to like large scale issues, as she's like holding grudges against people who have done nothing. Probably spurred on by
my fierce pursuit of the unlawful.
Should we do names and then ask each other questions?
Sure.
Cool.
All right. I think I'm gonna go with Lilia.
Ooh.
Lilia. Yeah.
And then what are Lilia's pronouns?
She, her.
Okay. Corson.
I think I'm gonna go with Gigi.
Ooh.
And her pronouns are also she, her.
Amazing. I'm gonna do... I'm tempted to do Eugenia, but I think she's young. I think it's I think it's an unfortunate name where she looks young but has this like... I'm doing it as a worn out name.
Are coming back in.
Yeah, I'm thinking as a worn out name. Eugenia is the vibe.
Yeah, I went with a flower name for mine.
Yeah, I thought about doing the Jewel name, but literally the only one I could think of that worked at all was Opal, and that felt wrong. So.
Oh, Jewel, Jewel.
Yeah.
Why did I think of Juul?
I don't know.
Vape. She's actually, her new name is Watermelon Mint.
Oh, great.
Oh, God. Blueberry watermelon.
Don't vape. It's bad for you.
Yeah, don't
Vaping
do
is
it.
bad.
It smells
looking directly into the camera.
So bad.
Vaping is bad, and it's also horrible.
And if you try to sneakily do it in the back seat while I'm driving on the highway, I will notice.
Will you pull over?
This sounds like you're talking directly to, I assume, your brother?
I don't know. I'm not going to name any names.
Amazing. The last portion of this page of work here is we will each ask one another 2 of the following. We have a list of questions before us. It's, for me at least, it's 3 questions, and I will choose 2 of them to ask each of my compatriots here. So they're different questions, and they're answering questions often about our individual coven mate. So like Corson may answer a question about may answer a question about Eugenia, or a question about our relationship with one another. So we'll probably do the same thing that we just did, going around in a circle, asking our questions. Katie.
All right. Do we want to have a specific order for who we're...
Do we want to do like one from the first and one from the second? And
so we're like switching it up.
Oh.
So like you would ask me one and then ask Claire one and then we switch?
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to ask the old soul first, because those are listed first on mine, and I like to go in order. So I think I would love to know, what do you always tell me that I never seem to grasp?
Ooh.
Leah. I think healing people is great, but knowing them can be even better.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I love that Katie seems to be like, what is that?
Although I don't even heal people, I just rile them up until they get tired. Me personly.
Wait, that's such a piece of like old soul wisdom. I fucking love
I gotta think real hard. This is a very different type of... I've only ever played one character who is any more than 10 years older than me.
Ooh.
I've only played one, and she was a hoot, but she had a very different vibe. She was like, I'm going to the carnival with 5 young people, and I will murder anyone who gets in their way.
That's kind of like Greta. What?
Yeah, they would be friends. Her name is Mercy.
Okay, so you...
Next question, Katie.
Next one. Sorry, I thought we were rotating. My B. Okay.
I think we'll be okay.
We will still rotate.
Yeah.
I want to know of the wild spirit, when has my courage impressed you, if ever?
Ooh.
Can you imagine the person who goes, it hasn't?
I do think, I will start off this answer by saying I do think that your courage has impressed me. I think that, so one of my like deep down things is deep down I will listen to reason. And so I think that your dedication to like the practical is consistently impressive to me, because I don't often have the ability to abstract the present into the practical.
Oh.
So I think because you're so driven by reason, I think I frequently am like, oh, I am in awe of the fact that you can take a beat to like divorce yourself from the stakes at hand and approach the problem in a way that isn't just impulsive and vengeful.
Okay.
That's my take, I think.
Sick.
Does that mean it's my turn for questions to ask?
Yes.
Okay.
I love this game already.
I'm so obsessed with this game. I mean, you put tarot cards in any game, and I'm already like on the page. But
it just makes you actually think about the way that like characters and like real humans with multiple facets exist in the world, and so like,
yeah,
good stuff.
Good soup.
Good soup. All right, for the old soul, how have I disappointed you most?
I think that to me, whoever the transgressor is that you like can't catch or whatever has happened there, I do think Eugenia operates a lot on like emotion and mystery, and to her the like the transgressor, so much of her is intuition based that she thinks that she's like, why are you still mad about this? It's clear, like this doesn't matter. This person did this thing. They did it. We get it. And now they're gone. You know,
Yeah,
and I think
forward looking versus backward.
Yeah, and I think what disappoints her is that she wishes that you could move on. I think that's why she tries to introduce you to people at the party, not because she's like trying to like make you into a social butterfly, but because honestly, at this point, she's probably trying to just distract you with a new mystery, a new problem to solve, a new transgressor. I think that what disappoints her is your capacity to hold multiple grudges.
I think Gigi's an Aries. I love that. I like also the like energy of like, oh, this person is one thing, right? Like doesn't feel like a very Eugenia sort of vibe.
Yeah.
So
I think she's they upset you. You are upset, but you actually aren't upset about this anymore. Like you're not upset about the thing. You're upset that this person still exists.
Yeah. For the pure heart.
That's me.
Who from my past do you remind me of?
Ooh.
I think there might be some kind of old friend that you've lost touch with from your youth. I know it said the pure of heart doesn't necessarily need to be the youngest, but I think I am pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my, I look young and I have I lack the cynicism of age. And so I think it brings you back to a past time in your life when you were surrounded more by people like that than by people who are jaded with the world, whether it stems from huge reasons or just, the monotony of a life unfulfilled.
Oh God.
Yes, I think it reminds you of a certain childhood friend and reminds you of the past just in general and what that means and where you've gone from there.
Yeah. Do you think, as a follow-up question, sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask follow-up questions, but I'm asking one. Do you think that when I am reminded...
I just choked on the air, sorry.
God. Do you think that when I am reminded of that friend, like, how do you think that do you think I feel, like, regretful, or like I've grown from that person?
I think a little bit of both. I don't think it's necessarily regret that I pick up on, as it is a more general wistfulness and awareness of just awareness of,
I love that,
a journey that has involved, growth, personal growth, but sometimes those experiences that lead to personal growth can be painful to look back on. So I think it's kind of a mixed bag.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's my questions. Sorry, Danny, I'm taking notes for the first time in my entire life.
We are recording it.
You are... Well, yes, but will I have time to rewatch it?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And also, are you going to, and then are you just going to be sad like I get sad when I rewatch us and I'm like, wow, my face looks weird when I talk. So...
Oh, I don't. I love. I love being a narcissist and rewatching the streams because I think I look good.
I mean, that's because you do. Incredible. Speaking of the wild spirit, just like a quick question. Why am I less than what I could be?
Ooh. Ooh.
Just like a really easy question.
It's like a super easy...
I will tell you all three of the questions for you that I have to choose from are really, like, why do we butt heads? Like,
Ooh. Okay. Why are you less than you could be?
why am I less than what I could be?
So I think I'm gonna Uno reverse card a little bit on the on the disappointment, and I think that I see so much potential in you for good if you would act on the impulses that you have instead of focusing on like forecasting. Like I think the vibe I get is that you spend a lot of time, right, like thinking about potential outcomes instead of doing the things that would harness the power that you already innately have.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer that I have for you.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. I think she's like, yeah, she's like watching the party, watching the things, guessing how the gossip is going to go. I think also some of that must come from the trepidation of being like, are my memories even real?
Yeah, I think
it's
like okay,
it's
well,
so good.
If you just like acted on the things that you heard, you could literally explode the universe, right? Like, which to me is an amazing and awesome, like in the awesome,
and then she's like
strict,
we can't explode the universe. There is a delicate balance.
Cool if,
and walking that line is important.
But think of like think of how sick it would be though.
I think that Eugenia and Gigi are close in age.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think they may even, and if this doesn't feel right, that's fine. I think they may even be related.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Ooh. I think Gigi might be short for Genevieve.
Yeah, and Eugenia has just kept her full name. She's like,
yeah,
this is
well,
my name.
that's extremely a vibe, right? Like, Eugenia's like, yeah, this is my name, right? And Genevieve is like,
no.
What it was. I mean, I feel like changing my name to Gigi. I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah. Eugenia has never gone by Jeannie and never will.
Except I think that Gigi maybe calls her that sometimes.
Yeah. And I think she's the only person who could get away with it and yeah, and still have anything left to tell the tale. Speaking of the future, the pure heart, what would turn you into me?
Ooh. Oh. I think on a literal level, time, and I think a little bit of maybe a little bit of disappointment and a lot of broad experiences that I can't even imagine at this point. I think Lilia sees Eugenia as just like so worldly and like cultured and just like on like a completely different level of being, and she aspires to that, and I think she is aware that all comes with time and experience and going outside of what is like the norm for you and like safe and like knowable. And yeah, I think and the little bit of disappointment is I think Lilia has not gone through anything like world shattering to this point. Cool. And yeah, I think there's like an essential like naivete that disappears the first time you really, really are confronted with how unideal the world can be.
I have a question for the table, which is, do you think that the three of us have only ever practiced in a coven with each other?
No. I don't think I have.
Okay. We can explore that further. I was just curious, like, is it the kind of thing where, like, we have always been in the same, like, me and Eugenia have always been in the same coven, and, like, Lilia is new to our rhythms?
I wonder if we had a moment where we were separated in different situations and our magic was not as powerful.
Ooh, love it.
You know what I mean? And then, like, and also, like, we didn't want to say that we also, like, missed acting with each other, and all of the reasons why you, like, go back to spend time with someone that you actually care about, even if you do have disagreements, like, but I do wonder, do you think that Lilia, like, practiced elsewhere or nowhere else?
I think she's practiced elsewhere. I don't think she
has been in a different coven
here, or or in like a coven period, probably.
Okay, so we've recently come together.
Maybe not even recently, but like there was not another one that I like fled from or like
left.
Or where everybody died and you had to
No horrific backstory, just found family.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah. We love that.
Is it my question time?
Yes.
So this actually goes really well into the one that I was gonna ask the old soul, which is, why did you invite me to the coven? I think it was an invite scenario.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that word.
I think I think maybe you came to a soiree. I don't think it was, Lilia doesn't strike me as, like, going to all the parties or anything. But I think it's more, I think you stumbled upon the sanctuary in a way that, like, it became clear that you were not just a townsperson invited to the soiree for the gossip, as I watched you, like, interact with people. And I think that our sanctuary is so obviously, for those who are magically gifted, it's very obviously a place for those who are magically gifted. And I think I very immediately, like, through a fingerbone runestone prediction, was like, this is correct. I walked over, I invited you to join without asking Gigi at all. It was maybe a moment of stress, but I think that was like, I just came over and was like, you're meant to live here. Would you like to live here? What, who are you? What's going on? Like, very immediately.
You have a place to stay tonight?
Yeah, like, very immediately, just like, do you have a place to stay? Do you need a place to stay? You can stay here. And then never once asked if you ever had plans to leave.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I think I previously lived, like, near, but not, like, we're not, like, next door neighbors, or, you know?
Yeah.
Like, in like, the Jane Austen novels, when they all go to the ball, like, in town, and it's, like, the gathering of all the people, like, but some people are traveling, you know, on their little carriages for longer than others. I think I traveled a little longer to come to this for whatever reason. I was invited, and yeah, I think I
A nondescript ensorcelled bird dropping off an invite.
yeah. I said okay. It convinced me. Yeah.
And then you stayed because you liked us.
Yeah, I think, why did I invite you? Because I saw you coming. Like, because you were always supposed to be here.
Oh my.
Ooh, I love that with the divination. That's hot. That's so sexy. That's so sexy.
Yeah.
For my back showing on the stream.
What?
I just leaned up to get my...
What's your question for the wild spirit?
That one is gonna be, what about me annoys you the most?
Ooh. I think that I am pretty jaded. I think that I am so quick to believe the badness in people that the fact that you are, like, naive and trusting and, you know, like, optimistic even about, like, the true nature of people is like, okay, why can we not just kill them? You know, like, I think that is something that, like, maybe gets in the way a little bit sometimes, or, like, is, like, a source of conflict sometimes, where it's like, oh my god, we have to go through this all again. Didn't you remember that bandit last week turned around and totally effed us? Like, I don't know. I like, maybe your optimism is, like, annoying. Not so much in that, like, I don't believe that it's worthwhile, but just more in that, like, well, maybe in that I don't believe it's worthwhile, but I think the root of it is that, like, I don't hold that same optimism anymore because I think it was, like, ripped out of me for some reason.
Okay.
I think.
Wowee.
The word that's coming to my mind is unrelenting optimism.
Unrelenting optimism? Yeah. It's like, oh my god. Come on.
Like, I know that guy.
How many times do you have to be burned?
Yeah.
Like,
This is wild because
how many times is it, Siri? How many times?
when a hard object rubs off some of your skin, you have what's called rug burn. Thank you, Siri.
oh my god.
Thanks. Of course.
All right. Here is a question for the old soul. How do you keep me under control?
Oh.
Just an easy one. Just a little simple.
Let me just refer to my... Ooh, this is bad.
Uh-oh.
One of my follies is withholding vital information from my coven mates. And I think, not all the time, right? But I think that sometimes Eugenia omits. How do I keep you under control? If you don't know I saw so-and-so, if you don't know I overheard the people talking about this person doing this thing that you don't like, that is minor, I can stop it from getting too big, right? I don't necessarily, like, as a human being, obviously I don't think that's the best, like, I don't think trying to control people is a great thing. But I think she lies. Like, she's not the pure heart. She's the old soul. And sometimes she thinks it's easier to not tell someone something that's going to upset them. And a lot of things upset Gigi.
Oh, truly the most Aries of the bunch.
You know, like, if someone...
Not to dunk on an Aries that's in the room right now, but...
But, like, if she goes to get something and, like, a man speaks over her in line and cuts in front of her, she's not coming back to the sanctuary and telling you about the story, you know, because you will try to find the man and kill him.
That man won't wake up.
Or he'll be cursed. Yeah, like, you will curse this man. And, like, Eugenia is like, I don't know, I forecasted it, and he's going to do something decent tomorrow or something. Like, he needed that thing to give to his partner or something, you know, like, whatever. But yeah, I think she lies.
Hell yeah.
Often by omission. I think very often she will just...
That's exactly what I wrote in my notes. Lies of omission.
Yeah.
If you don't know, then there's no issue.
Yeah, she will just omit.
Okay, so my question for the pure heart is, what have I never been strong enough to do?
Ooh.
Oh.
These are juicy.
These are juicy. That's true, see. Walk away from an argument.
That's so good.
You've never been able to recognize even when you're winning. Even when you're winning an argument, you're never able to recognize when it's over, when someone has started to acquiesce or accept or even just give up. You never notice when it's futile, when it's in the bag. It's all the same to you, and you love to get the last word. And I think, yeah, that's what I would answer.
That's relatable.
Or when we're really dramatically losing. One of my things is escalate the hostility between the Coven and another faction and put your Coven mates in danger.
Oh god. Oh god, yep. There we go.
Fucking I'm stoking that fire, bitch.
Meanwhile, chide the foolishness of one of your Coven mates.
Oh, you think that the pure heart is the fool. I'm a big fool.
Oh god.
Different breeds of fool, aren't we?
I will also say, hopping back a minute for the wild spirits disappointment in me, my very first folly is fail to act until it's too late.
Oh shit.
So I think it's very real that that's like a very good read.
You could just be a little more impulsive, Eugenia. If you could just like fuck it up.
Speaking of, oh wait, do you have one more question? You have a pure heart question.
No, that wasn't.
No, you just did it. Okay. Why did you used to revere me, Gigi? And what changed?
God, just a little easy question.
Just like real easy.
I think that I revered you when I thought that the future was set in stone. I think that...
That's very good.
when I thought that your divination was infallible, I was like, yes, because this gives me the answer, right? Like, this gives me the excuse to follow through on this, like, absolutely predatory way of life, right? Like,
yeah.
And then when it came out, or when I figured out or whatever that you were aware of your own fallibility, I think that it became a lot more difficult. I had to reckon with more things of like, oh, now there's not like that silver bullet answer. There's not that clear line from A to B. And I so desperately want there to be that clear line. And so now I'm like a little bit frustrated, I think, with the idea of divination in general a little bit.
I wonder if we changed it together. Like, the future. Like, I wonder if there was something that happened. Because I could imagine this being like, a prediction happens for the first time in a long time, right? I think it's very seldom that Eugenia is like, we need to do something about this. I think she turned to you. I think we were much younger. I think she turned to you and was like, I need your help to do this thing, to change it. And being like, that moment of like, what do you mean change it? We can change it? And she's like, yeah, of course we can change it. We can always change it. Like, you never know what's going to happen. It might still happen. It might not. And like, that idea might also be what broke us apart.
Yeah.
Like, whatever big thing that we sort of changed.
I think it forced me to confront my own complicity. And that pissed me off. Frankly, I think I was just like, I gotta go. I gotta clear my fucking head.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at the same time, I think we both leave. I think we both are the type of people, because that's like, again, like looking at follies, literally one of my last one is depart on mysterious business. Like, and just leave. Like, and so I think anytime we get into too much of a disagreement, I think it makes sense we're both the type to walk away rather than talk it all the way through.
Yeah. I think that's something that Lilia can potentially offer us that's really exciting.
I think that's why she's like, one of the reasons why. There are many reasons why, but one of the reasons why Lilia is meant to be here is like, the pure heart archetype feels like oftentimes they are the glue. Like, you know, they hold the party together.
I mean, I think Gigi's straight up the bitch. Like, I think absolutely, and I'm here for saying that. I think absolutely, like, she's not waiting around to think about it. She's not even waiting around for an apology. And she's sure as hell not gonna apologize at this point, right? Like
yeah.
I was misled. That's how I thought misled was pronounced when I was a child. Because
no.
I only read it in books. So shout out to people who learn how to English by books.
Yeah, that's me.
I'm glad you provided context
how
for that.
Omicron was said.
How what?
And I keep saying it wrong anyway. I can't train myself to
Omicron?
Omicron?
That's how my brain has read it for 25
Wait, did
years.
you learn about it when I just said it casually the other day, or did you learn about it from a Okay.
Well, no, I learned it from the news over Thanksgiving, and then my brother, not the vapor. Oh no, I was exposed. Oh no, I'm not telling you.
You have
which
two
one.
brothers, so
Yeah, the other one said, "Katie, this is how you say it," and I said, "Nah."
whatever. Who cares?
And I looked like a fool. Anywho,
So is Greek.
I'm torn.
misled.
Lilia.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is an interesting question to ask you, given the timeline that we've sort of established, but I don't like the other question as much as this one. So, how did I lose my innocence?
Ooh. Oh. I think, in my mind, I think it's the day you The day the purpose of your soirees, whenever that might have been, the day they changed from being a genuine gathering of souls, such is the ability of our nature in an amazing way. The flowers can't gather themselves for a soiree. That is something unique to us, and I think the day they changed from stemming from that to a utilitarian, a fun and joyous, still, I'm sure in lots of cases, a pure, if you will, gathering with no ends in sight, as like more of a means to an end. I think that's how I would frame it in my head, not knowing all the details of your life.
Yeah.
The way that someone like Gigi would, or would know more of them, once she was informed.
Yeah, no, that's really interesting. I love the idea that she started throwing parties because she thought it would be good for the Coven to ingratiate itself with the town. And then instead it turned into, like utility over facility, or like, like...
Ooh, that's a good phrase, utility over facility.
That's awesome.
That's my answer.
Oh my god, I want to keep asking all these questions.
Is that...
That's 2 each.
That's 2 each. Well, now we get to look at our power.
Oh yeah, we haven't even gotten to the power.
Yeah, and then we get to make the sanctuary. So there's still more to do with these ladies.
Right.
I think now we draw
the power card.
Yeah.
So let me shuffle these.
Oh my goodness.
Because it enhances, so each of us on the page, it says, my power is best used, blah, 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 and then has a couple of options. And so we get to choose one of those options, and then also choose between 2 options that will come based on the cards we are about to draw.
Got it. So I'm going to have Katie deal from the 5, and then I'm going to ask you left or right, top or bottom.
Okay.
All right. Oh, Katie just gets you all on vibes here.
Katie, feel the vibes.
All on touch vibes. Touch is my least used sense.
I love that we all wore maroon today, I gotta say.
Hashtag cinnamon filter.
Alright, I have... Oh, am I on here?
The world. The world.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's such a good one.
Choose between plant magic and dream magic.
Oh my god.
We know what that's gonna be.
Well, I'm picking plant magic.
Oh my god, wait, so read us your power is best used now that you have the card.
My power is best used as medicine, but it can also blank others.
Oh, it's just a blank to fill in?
Well, no, I get to pick from words. But
Okay. Yeah, pick. You can pick if you know which one you want.
Oh, okay. My power is best used as medicine, but it can also... I want to go with pacify others. It can also pacify others.
Oh, I love that.
Cool.
Wait, where does it say this thing? What?
The next page.
The little logo on your character page. The little picture on the right side. So page 45 for you.
Okay. Your powers.
Oh, okay. I see. Amazing. Okay. Claire, left or right?
Wait, can I see them? I'm sorry. I want the one that is more to the center of your right hand. Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
That is
Oh.
the hanged one.
Ooh, that's such a pretty card.
Oh, it is.
The Hanged One. Ghost magic and gravity magic.
Ooh.
My knowledge is best used to seek, or my power is best used to seek knowledge, but it is also used to. The three options here are conjure spirits, pass unseen, and lay curses. I think she conjures spirits and uses ghost magic. Right? Are those
I
two
love
close
that.
together?
That's such a good divination practice too. Right?
Yeah, I think like divinatory
also-
with the bones and the, you know, like all of the like sort of anatomical, I think with her
It
people
adds-
focus.
It adds an extra layer to the fallibility, right? Because you get into like the like unreliability of a narrator, right? Like if you're asking spirits and people for their takes on things, it's inevitably going to be sometimes wrong.
Yeah.
And the honestly, it comes all the way down to including the unreliability of death.
Yeah.
You know? If you ask Eugenia, she's not sure even death is reliable these days. So.
Oh my lord.
All right, I'm going to pick.
Oh yeah, now you get to pick.
I've been vibing the cards in my hand, and this is the one that's speaking to me. Wheel of Fortune.
Oh.
Time magic and luck magic.
Luck magic for sure.
Oh, this is so good.
That makes a lot of sense with mine, I think, too, because my power is best used for violence, but is also suited to seduction, transformation, inspiring awe, and terror. And I think inspiring awe is what she'll pick.
Oh my god.
That's cool.
I think the way she uses her luck magic primarily is to turn the odds in her own favor and do a sick move. or her side.
I do a backflip.
Right? Her side's favorite. Yeah, she does a backflip. But right, like okay, I'm going to like absolutely slice this person in half, and I'm certain I'm gonna hit them. Yeah. Right, like that kind of thing feels absolutely correct.
That's very good.
Ooh.
That's very good. Time for the sanctuary.
I'm so excited. I love physical spaces.
Yes.
All right, so the sanctuary is located in, we will pick one of the following options. In a bad neighborhood of the capital city, down a winding path through the woods, in a fortress ruin on a lonely cliff, above a shop in a quiet seaside town. I will say I do not think we live through the woods.
Yeah, I don't think we live through the woods either.
Yeah, I was not feeling woods vibes.
I don't know where you're looking at to get this list.
Page 48.
Okay.
Also, very cute, cute drawing of a...
The two last ones were the ones that were...
Yeah, same here.
In a fortress ruin on a lonely cliff, or above a shop in a quiet seaside town.
What about, I kind of like the suggestion
we also could, like,
Danny's put in the chat. What if we live in an abandoned train car on train tracks that are going like around the side of a mountain?
Oh.
And the train is defunct. The train's not working anymore. But it is an easy way for people to find us if they need to find us, because we can just like, they follow the train tracks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Shut up, ma'am. Stop listening to me. Creepy. But I like that idea, like, and it's just like a train car, like it's basically like a tiny house. Maybe we each have a car.
Yeah, there's probably a couple cars. But we'll see.
It's like a train. It's like a train that like an avalanche fell on the front of it, and so it like rendered the train track totally defunct.
Yeah, I think we'll learn more as we keep going. We each get to pick a resource or invent one from the following list. We automatically get, I believe we automatically get the living spaces and a modest sum of gold. But the other options are a shopfront, stables and horses, livestock, a receiving room for important guests, safe shelter for the lost, potion reagents, a well-stocked library, a workshop and tools, an observatory tower, local goodwill, and the royal family's favor. These are resources. Some physical, some not, obviously. We each get to pick one of these.
I'm invested in a well-stocked library.
All right.
For vibes. For pure vibes alone.
Yeah, on vibes alone.
If I don't have a target to, if I don't have a mark to murder, I'm reading.
That's honestly very cute.
I'm invested in a safe shelter for the lost. If we each have our own car or something,
yeah,
I definitely halved my living space.
Aww.
So that half of it is like a little, like, overnight room
Airbnb
that people can stay in. I can like get them healed up, and I think I just like jerry rigged some like outdoor spaces, so like on the outside of my car area that I keep a lot of my things on anyway, since a lot of them.
I mean, it could be a train. Like, there can be a sleeping car that we don't use. Like,
oh yeah, no, but I think even if we had a sleeping car that we didn't use, I would still. This is a separate one.
Oh,
like,
nice.
This is like this is where the magic happens.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And you have like outside of your car, you have like a little garden.
I have a greenhouse on the top.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm gonna go local goodwill. I know you may have guessed a receiving room for important guests, but I think what Eugenia has done here is the parties aren't necessarily, it's not about where they are, it's about how they are. You know? Yeah. And I think we start with local goodwill. If we end with local goodwill, we'll see. But we start with local goodwill.
Do we host the parties in our own car? Or do we have like a place?
I think there's probably a place.
Okay.
I don't think it's particularly great or nice, but I think the area that we are in is cool. You know?
Tents, canopies.
I think there have definitely been moments where the parties have spilled into the library or the greenhouse and they have been poorly received. But
I definitely think I spend a lot of the party time reading.
Yeah.
And being vengeful.
Friends. Each coven mate circles one, giving a name and a detail about them. Some of the options: a noble patron, a military admirer, a charismatic merchant, a grateful thief, a smug entertainer, a peasant family, a cunning orphan, a sweet child, a transformed servant, a dangerous spirit bound by old magic, minor sprites and their spokescreature, the fated goddess of a forgotten shrine, and a very old cat.
For some reason, I'm very drawn to a charismatic merchant. I think her name is Davis. And I think she's the blacksmith.
I love her already.
What are minor sprites?
Little fairies.
Little fairies.
Oh yeah, I'm picking them. And their spokes creature. What does that part?
Like, you've heard of a spokesperson, right? There is a creature that represents the sprites.
Oh, okay. It's gonna
Could be a cat.
No, it's gonna be a... It's gonna be a... toad.
Yes.
Very good.
A toad named Lewis.
Lewis the Toad. I love him.
Do you want to add a detail?
Lewis is covered in warts, like so many warts. It is perhaps unnatural. This is the wartiest toad you will ever see. But he has a heart of gold, I promise.
Our most noble patron, Peter Downing, is unfortunately a man who is most fortunately a patron because it's possible that Eugenia has overheard that he is not particularly fond of the woman to whom he is promised.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O.
Jeepers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Peter Downing.
It just called to me. Wonders. We will each choose one. We automatically get a circle of protection. A celestial garden. An ancient shrine. An ancient statue. A midnight fountain. An elaborate orrery. Is that birds?
I have no idea.
Someone Google orrery while I keep reading. A flying machine. A clock with a sense of humor. Dreamy maze-like corridors. Gateways to distant and exotic places. A door to somewhere truly special. A hole to nowhere. An upside-down room. And an enormous egg. Or we can invent ones.
Model of the solar system.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Can you imagine a train car just filled with mechanical planets?
Oh
Yeah, it'd be fucking awesome. I think that I have a bookcase door in my exotic or in my
Library?
well-stocked library that serves as a gateway to distant and exotic places. And I think when I'm bored with my book, I close it up, put it on the shelf, and go looking for a fight.
Ooh. That's very cool.
I think it also, this is kind of an additional detail here, but I think it's random where it goes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Is anything calling to Lilia?
I think it's gonna be an ancient statue. It's a tortoise. It's a statue of a tortoise. But he's not your average tortoise. Lewis sleeps on his shell. And this tortoise appeared, I think. It just appeared in one of my garden setups, and I just felt a magnetic attachment to it somehow. And I've brought it with me. It's like my most prized possession, and it's like half my size. It's a big statue. I'm also a small person, so I absolutely have to lug it around. It is more of a physical obstacle than than anything, but I haven't figured out its meanings yet, but I can sense a kind of there's something. There's something going on.
I'm going to pick Celestial Garden.
Ooh.
I think in one of the... It sounds like you have multiple garden setups. I think in one of the multiple garden setups that Lilia has made, Eugenia came to visit one day and discovered that there are many spirits who are drawn to that place. And similar to the tortoise, she cannot figure out why they're there, but it is a place that they enjoy being. And so when she wants to go and get fresh predictions or meet new people, she will often wander through one of your gardens.
Hell yeah.
Also, it's just beautiful, and like it must also like enhance your plant work, right? Like it's got to.
The lighting it gives off.
It's beautiful.
Is just so calming. There's just like a glow about it.
Yeah, amazing.
That's I think the room where more of my like florals are.
Yeah.
To my hardier plants and my precious herbs.
Yeah, I don't think it's anywhere that like is actually where you're using your magic stuff from. I think it's like unexpected in that way. Like they're not drawn to the spell work stuff. They're actually drawn to the pretty things you've created. Like the kingdom of mortal kind. This is where the people live. This is where we live. The countrysides. We will just collectively decide which one we vibe with the most for the next couple here. Networks of pastures, fertile river valleys, golden seas of grain, battered fishing villages, or orchards and vineyards. What is the countryside like in this space where we live?
So we live on a cliff, right?
Yeah, we live on a mountainside, right?
So are we thinking what we overlook?
That would make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe it's a little bit of a trek. And if it's easier to have this sort of in conversation with one another, we're also going to be looking at settlements and wildernesses. Settlements being a shining metropolis, smog-choked iron town, mountain strongholds, a breezy trade port, sprawling burges, and wildernesses being storm-smashed mountains, a forest thick and dark, pernicious bogs, a pitiless desert, or a hostile winter.
I think I'm envisioning a little bit that, like, the part of the train that we have broken down on is, like, on a mountain, and at the base of the mountain is a pretty vast forest.
Cool.
If that inspires. So I'm drawn to the forest wilderness person.
So the wilderness, a forest thick and dark.
Yeah, so we're
I like that.
The wilderness area of...
We're
overlooking it.
I think also that's where we host our parties. We string fairy lights in the boughs of the trees,
leading,
and make like a beautiful like network of passages in the forest that like
lead up
are guided by light.
Does that mean, do we think that the settlements are mountain strongholds then? Or do we think that we are sort of separated from the metropolis? Do we think we're more... Like, do we think what is near us is a shining metropolis, an iron town, a trade port, or mountain strongholds, or sprawling... I don't really know what a burge is.
I was kind of going with, like, suburb energy with sprawling burgs, but... not that that's what I was drawn to, but that's what that made me think of. Where do we think Peter Downing lives?
Oh. An ancient or medieval fortress or walled town.
Oh. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that actually makes sense.
They go over the wall to come to the parties.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So there's, like, an element of, like, drama in attending the party alone, right? Like, you get, like... How do we think they get the invitations, right? Like, it's not just like...
It's ensorcelled birds.
It's an ensorcelled bird. Okay, yes. So a strange ensorcelled bird drops off a message at their house that says, like, come over the wall.
And it's like a badly kept secret, right? Nobody's trying to stop them from going over the wall. You know, like, nobody's trying to stop them because we're in Peter Downing's good favor.
Yeah. I'm kind of getting the, like, Stardust vibe here a little bit. Like, I don't know if you've seen Stardust. Okay, well, it's a great movie. Go watch it. Let's watch it together. Movie night in the Discord. It's great. It's a really good film. And it has Michelle Pfeiffer in it as an evil witch.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah, it's hot.
Oh my god.
It's absolutely hot. Okay. But that's kind of where I'm feeling. I think Sprawling Bergs could perhaps be a very good choice.
So then I think the countrysides might be orchards and vineyards.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was also thinking.
And they're good with altitude. Altitude gives the terroir to the
Excuse me?
vino.
Amazing. Leaders.
Contributing factor to the terroir.
Who holds the real power? Who holds the real power? Decide as a group and then give them a name and a detail. So options include the old monarch, their popular spouse, their brutal eldest, their devious youngest, a religious authority, a council of shadowy ministers, a celebrated war hero, or an all-wealthy merchant.
Whoever it is, I think Peter Downing is the second hot. Like, is the second in command. Or the second, like, the junior version. So, like, one I was drawn to is, like, a celebrated war hero, and Peter Downing is his little brother. Like, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, we have, like, Darius Downing, who's like
Just
iconic.
thinking Dirk again.
Oh God, I don't think we can, in good faith, name him Dirk. Right?
No, Darius is fine.
Darius Downing feels like a very like Lieutenant Darius Downing or like Colonel Darius Downing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sergeant Darius Downing. I don't know what the fucking military...
I don't know the difference.
I don't know any shit about military people. Sorry to any military people who are watching this.
Great. A detail, obviously, is he's the elder brother of Peter Downing, but I would like to know, do we think he is rightly celebrated?
I mean, I for sure fucking don't.
But, like, as far as, like, do we think the thing they are celebrating him for is real? Like, he saved someone's life, or he, like, won the war or something. Like, I think in my brain, he's, like, an actual honorable person.
Yeah.
Great.
That's what I believe. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, for now, we think it's real.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think it would be, like, less than... But, okay, here's my follow-up question. Why are we patroned by Peter and not by Darius?
Maybe.
I think witchcraft is still generally,
Frowned upon.
a little... Also, like, honestly, you know, celebrated war hero who values, like, very much, like, real-world things probably doesn't dabble in the occult as much.
Yeah,
like tactics and like things that like put a bunch of people together and look at what we can do, as opposed to like relying on things that are not like necessarily man-made, like relying on extra worldly, extra dimensional.
Yeah, like even if my fight is sword based, my tactics of bending the odds to my will is not.
Yeah.
Is not favorable to a war guy.
Yeah.
National joys. Circle or invent one each. So this one we each get to pick one. There is a grandiose palace, that's a given. Historic architecture, bustling markets, old war memorials, a prestigious university, revelrous dance halls, a kind and gentle sea, unspoilt natural beauty, a ubiquitous national animal, a world-famous performer, a proud history of monster slaying, many silly holidays, and a beloved celebrity couple. I'm going to choose the beloved celebrity couple as Peter Downing and his partner that he doesn't actually like. Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Given the context that we've just developed for Darius Downing, I'm going to pick old war memorials.
Okay.
That tracks.
And I want to pick a prestigious university.
Ooh.
I think it could be interesting. You have students coming in and out. It's by its nature a transient place for people, which I think could be interesting. And I use some of their resources quite frequently.
I'm trying to think of a name for Peter's girlfriend.
Mila.
Mila Rue.
Yeah, R-O-U-X.
Yeah, with an X, yeah. Okay. Okay. We've made the kingdom.
We've made the kingdom.
The kingdom has ignorance, poverty, and despair. As the game progresses, these may worsen. If they do, mark the next box in that chart and follow the accompanying instruction. If the last box is in any of these is checked for any of the kingdom's aspects, go to the appropriate page at the end of the interpretation guide. The game will likely end.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
So, the aspects of the kingdom, there is something that we will do at the beginning of each game. Oh no, for this one, they all start at 0. The kingdom's ignorance starts at 0, poverty starts at 0, and despair starts at 0. Oof. The despair, when the despair goes up, national joys fade, which is bound to be interesting. So the
Peter
last...
and Mila break up. Tabloids go wild.
Oh, fuck. Fuck! Don't even bring that up. Oh my god, what celebrity couple would be that for me, IRL? I'll think on it. I'll let everyone know. That could be an auspicious...
we definitely forgot, or we definitely did something in the wrong order, which is a little bit my fault. I didn't realize we're supposed to ask the questions as the very last thing of one another after we've made the kingdom and the underworld, but I think that's fine. Now we're going to make the underworld. The kingdom's dark opposite is the underworld, strange lands of magic and peril beneath and behind the mortal world. It is part of the natural order, existing in balance with the kingdom above, but the workings of the Coven and their magic stir its denizens and whet its appetite. As a group, we should decide what kind of underworld we're dealing with. Chthonic, infernal, Cthulhu.
Oh. I don't really want to do that one.
No. Infernal or mirror. The player who drew the star will choose one kind of denizen. The player who drew the moon will choose a barrier, and each player follows the instructions written for their coven mate at 0 on the underworld page. So, underworld page is 52 in the PDF for those following along. The underworld...
I'm drawn to mirror.
I like that.
Okay, great. I feel like with this group, we've done some infernal stuff.
We've gotten a little, you look so angry. Mirror is fun.
And I think mirror makes a lot of sense with what we've chosen as our, vices or follies.
It's very interesting, the idea of false memories in a mirror.
Yeah.
There is a barrier to the underworld. And the person who will choose the barrier is the moon. Who drew the moon?
You did.
That was me!
That's me.
The barrier to the underworld is... So there are options. A ferocious guardian, unsolvable riddle, devious labyrinth, delirious... Oh, it's delirious waters.
Delirious waters sounds so interesting.
It's delirious waters. It
Having
plays...
just Eurydice.
well, they play the trick on you, right? As you're looking into it, it looks like a mirror. You think everything is normal and okay. And then you realize the mirror isn't quite mirroring, right? Like,
Ooh, what if it's a waterfall?
ooh. Yeah.
What if it's like a glassy waterfall?
That's cool.
That's the gate.
That's cool. The Underworld has laws governing the player who... Oh, wait. I assume this should be... Because the player who chose the star will choose one kind of denizen.
Okay, so that'll be Katie, then we'll choose the laws. As the sun.
The wild spirit will give the Underworld's ruler a name and a title. The old soul will circle 3 laws and decide what they mean.
Wait, then what does the pure heart with the star or with the sun get to do?
Nothing.
No.
That's fine.
Well, the pure heart circles one kind of denizen and adds one to the sanctuary's friends.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Okay, so the first, our star, will choose one kind of denizen that inhabits the Underworld.
I'm gonna pick Trickster Fae.
Great. We have Trickster Fae, and we automatically have Shades of the Dead, which makes sense. Yeah, so then the claims for the Underworld, the pure heart, when it's at 0, when the game begins, right now, circle one kind of denizen, so you'll add an additional denizen, and add an additional friend to the sanctuary.
Okay. I think I'm adding envious doppelgangers.
Yes. Oh shit, that's very good.
Yeah, just because I think thematically that'd be cool.
Yeah, you gotta.
And then I add one friend.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna pick. I'm going to pick.
I do have a wording question here. Given the context of where this falls, right, into claims of the Underworld, when the game begins, the pure heart, circle one kind of denizen and add one to the sanctuary's friends.
Oh, does it have to be one of the denizens?
That's what I'm wondering. But
That's
it's a comma. There's a comma there. They're 2 separate clauses. Circle one kind of denizen, comma, and add one to the sanctuary's friends. But I'm kind of like, I think we're talking about adding someone into the sanctuary that might be an envious doppelganger.
Could it be both? Could you add like a pet and then have it also have a version in the Underworld that is?
Yeah.
Or add like a.
Add whomstever, and then they have an envious doppelganger. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna break the game no matter which way we go on this. So.
What if I pick Peter Downing?
Oh, an envious doppelganger of Peter Downing.
Yeah.
What's he envious of?
I think he's envious of love. Of his love. His capacity for love. He thinks he's in love with Mila, and whether or not he can experience love is unknown. Like the metaphysics of these doppelgangers are a little mysterious. Yes. To all but them.
Amazing.
And do we think Peter is aware of this doppelganger?
No.
No.
I think that's one of the omissions.
All right.
I do want to ask, Corson, I feel like you've brought up a pet several times. I don't think we'll break the game if we want to add a pet.
Well, I guess we have the toad, right? So
I just wanted to check in.
I think the cat thing is drawing to me a little bit, or calling to me a little bit, just because like a train cat is like such a vibe.
Let's have a cat.
Let's have a cat. The toad lives outside and the cat lives inside, and they both guard the train in their own special ways.
I'm kind of envisioning a cat a little bit like La Grande Gata, like where it's like kind of real, but also kind of
not.
dream-like.
Yeah. Ghost cat.
Ghost cat! Oh, it's a ghost cat.
Oh.
It's absolutely a ghost
It's
cat.
it's like one of the few ghosts that like all of us can see. And I think that like
Absolutely
when
a ghost
Eugenia realized you guys could also see the ghost cat, she was like, oh.
Can it be called Wink?
Yes.
Oh, that's the name of one of the dog actors from Cruella, and he's an icon.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't know that.
He was adopted by one of the crew members.
The wild spirit. Give the Underworld's ruler a name and a title.
I love when you name things.
Yeah, you are very good at names, honestly.
I think for some reason the name that just is so stuck in my brain, and it has nothing to do with its actual actual context or meaning in the American world or historical world, is Byzantine. There's something about the word Byzantine that just feels like the name of like a pretty devious what would the title be? Probably.
And I think title-wise, it could be like a proper title or like a moniker, right?
Like
Like what?
no, or like the adjective, like how they go like Ivan the Terrible.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
Ivan the Terrible.
Isn't that real, guy?
It is. It just kills me every time I remember that was a dude's thing. It was just, I'm terrible.
This is me, but Katie the Annoying.
it's here's what it is. It's Byzantine Lord of the Faith.
Oh.
Oh.
And
Oh,
that's a
no.
title that they gave themselves.
Yeah.
Lord of the Faith. And they're a fucking, I mean, we'll find out what they are, but that's what their name is and title.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. I will circle 3 laws and decide what they mean. The Underworld has laws governing hospitality, food and drink. Oh, I don't know what this word means. Raiment? Raiment? Oh, ladies' clothes in raiment bedecked with jewels? Raiment? What does this mean?
I don't know. I'm looking it up.
Clothes? Clothes. Fancy clothes.
Fancy clothes.
Fancy
Oh, what you have to
clothes.
wear?
Oh.
Trade and bargaining, honesty and deception, and forbidden speech. 3 laws and what they mean. Forbidden speech, you can't refer to, like, any of the... If you're dealing with any of the Underworld, you can't refer to them as mirrored. You can't refer to them as secondary in any way. Like, they refer to themselves as either primary or equal to the world in which they are reflecting, because a mirror, it's not a one-way mirror or whatever. Honesty and deception. I think there's just like, there's something to me that is like, I'm thinking with like, I'm open to ideas. I will say this explicitly. I'm not gonna, but I'm open to ideas.
What if the law is about like face value versus like intrinsic value. Like what if the law is like it is as it seems?
Like you can't make like a fool's gold type of thing.
Yeah, like it is like
Things have
you can't
to...
question the like internal logic of a thing.
This makes me wonder about because what are they sending you guys? They're sending me false memories.
They're sending me
The stench of death.
a transgressor I can't catch. Which is actually so interesting because like if I'm not allowed to question the truth, perhaps the way that I can't catch them isn't like physically I can't run fast enough, but is instead that I have no way of deducing who that mark is in that context or in that space.
Yeah, and like sending Eugenia false memories leads to the idea of like if the law is supposed to be it is as it seems. I think she spent a lot of her life being like, yeah, well, my memories are what they are. And then, like, starting to question that is why the Underworld is, like, sending more of these things of, like, don't question it. Just do it. It is as it seems. This is what it seems like. And the third one... I think the unfortunate reality of a mirror infernal space with envious doppelgangers means that the law for any denizen of the underworld is that they must match the aesthetics of their prime reflection. I think they refer to us as the reflections. So I think the unfortunate reality is that Byzantine suggests the doppelgangers dress to match those they are reflections of, or those they are reflecting, or whatever. So that would be Raymond.
Raymond. I love that. Drama. Big drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they call them like mortal walkers or something. Like something that isn't like reflection, something that's like, you know, whatever.
When Google calls words archaic.
Oh yeah,
in their
it's like a little bit of a drag.
That's my favorite. Favorite thing.
We've done the claims of the Underworld and decided what they meant. Then typically we would ask our questions of one another now, which we've done. Oh, and the good thing is, you may ask a follow-up question for clarification. So it's right in the rules. You did fine. Once the 12th question has been asked, we'll collectively ask the 13th question of our tarot deck. So I think we'll honestly start our next session asking this question as well. Because we would then take a short break and just begin chapter 2. But the question that we will begin asking our tarot deck is, what trouble awaits us?
Ooh. Wait, do we need to assign these other cards?
So, if we want to do the dealing and then we'll keep the deck situated that way, we can do that. We can do the inevitable fates. So, if you separate out...
Yeah, I have them separated.
Great. So, in a semi-predetermined order. So first, separate out Death, Judgment, and the Tower, and randomly deal one face down to each player.
Okay.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Shuffle, 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 shuffle.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
That's loud.
It can be both.
I have no context for whether it's loud or not because literally you're the only person who has monitoring on this microphone.
Corson made the overlay for today just to fill a little time here as we begin to look at wrapping up. Corson made the overlay for today. They made a beautiful, just a beautiful Wickedness overlay for us. Okay, so then the Justice, Temperance, and the Hierophant, and Empress. Randomly
And I'll
deal
put
one
of these back in the deck, in the box.
Randomly deal one face down on top of the previous card. Put the fourth card back in the box without looking.
Great. Oh, should I be doing this here? Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. 1, 2.
Ooh. And then lastly, the Lovers, the Hermit, the Devil, and the Emperor.
Ooh, I'm the Hermit. Oh, excuse me. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
So beautiful.
Life. We've got this live tarot cam, so I figure I might as well use it.
Yeah. It's pretty. I like it.
Those are my glass sculptures you see in the frame. I did not make them, but I own them. That I wanted to decorate. They're from a glass blowing studio in Petoskey, Michigan. Shout out.
And this one just goes back
in the deck without looking. These are inevitable fates. We leave those out through the duration of the game, and we'll have the challenge deck as well. But yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
We
funny.
are now ready. We've done chapter 1 truths, and the next time we play together, we will go to troubles.
Oh my goodness.
So again, thank you for watching us make our characters in this chapter 1 truths and helping us meet Lilia, Gigi, and Eugenia. This is Wickedness by M. Veselak. At Nightly Bug on Twitter, and I have been Claire. If you like me, I'm at Claire the DM on the social medias. Corson, got anything to plug?
Survivor New Horizons Season 4 Battle of the Zodiacs starts January 8th on twitch.tv/Isaiah the Kid. I'll shout him out in the
Amazing. Katie.
I would like to plug me on the internet.
Plug me on the internet.
Caser _ And I would like to plug the Chicago Bears right now. I hope they're winning their game that I'm gonna watch the end of after this.
Are they playing the Packers?
Yeah, and you know how I feel about other states in the Midwest. I like one of them, and it's the one I'm from.
Amazing. Oh, that's it. There's only 3 of us.
Oh, shout out to my sister on Instagram at Louise N. Barnard. She cleaned my entire room today. And I can tell you, before today, it looked like a 14-year-old boy lived there, so.
Incredible.
I like the rest of the Midwest, by the way. I should say. The Midwest is my favorite.
This just in, the Packers are winning.
No!
Yeah!
Okay, well, when I start watching it, okay, you know what?
But in the meantime, I think, how you guys feel? You want to go raid Tin Hat's doing some crafts?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We'll head on over and raid Tin Hat Bobcat. I can type, not Tin Hat Bob Carr. Tin Hat Bobcat. And as the raid is loading up here, if you liked what you saw, you can find us on the Discord. You can also find us on Twitter. We will be back here next Sunday with some more of our usual suspects playing, I think, a different game next week Sunday. And then we're hoping to be back here on Monday the 20th in the evening playing part 2, getting into our troubles. All right, gang. Well, stick around. I hope you see it. We're also uploading stuff to my YouTube channel, which is also Claire the DM. So we're trying to get the Twitch videos onto the YouTube too. So if you like what we do, check that out also. All right, gang. We will see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for hanging.
Raid o'clock, raid o'clock.
Super Bowl in 07.
I just want to say that
Claire the DM, welcome on in,
earlier
everybody.
today the
DJ
Lions
Jukebox,
were
hello.